Track 38. Unit 14. Listening 2. Part 3. Multiple choice.
When was the last time you spent the whole day without buying anything? With us today on Local Lookout is Chris Dawson, a committed anti-consumerist who'll be taking an active part in next week's Buy Nothing Day. Chris, apart from buying nothing, what exactly is the aim of Buy Nothing Day?
Firstly, let me say that it is anything but a day of militant action with angry anti-government slogans and boarded-up shops closed for business. We're much more into persuasion than provocation as a means of bringing about change. We want to make shoppers question the need to consume and get them doing other things, like spending time with people as opposed to spending money on them.
The obvious question here is, why? What's wrong with shopping?
We're not saying people are bad because they go shopping, but they do need to think more about the products they buy. Whether, for example, their new trainers were produced using cheap labour in countries where workers' rights are virtually non-existent, what materials and production methods went into producing them, and the effect this might have on the planet. It's all very well for shopping malls to offer a wealth of choice, but this should not be at the expense of the environment or developing countries.
Indeed. But if people buy nothing on just one day, is it really going to change all that?
Well, for quite a few, Buy Nothing Day will indeed be a life-changing experience, not just a one-off thing. In previous years, a lot of people have made long-term commitments to consuming less and recycling more, and that can only be a good thing.
So it's an annual event then?
Yes, it is. In Europe, it's always the last Saturday in November, while in the States, they always have theirs on the day after Thanksgiving, at the start of the Christmas shopping season.
Presumably then, Chris, you're against Christmas shopping too.
Good question. I'm afraid to say my family would never forgive me if I didn't get them anything, though they know how I feel about the whole thing. I just get so annoyed at the whole run-up to Christmas. Already in October, the shops have got their Christmas stock in, and the January sales start before you've even had a chance to finish your turkey. So it's handkerchiefs and socks if they're lucky, and maybe something special for my girlfriend.
Let's come back in time, if we may, Chris, to next Saturday. What exactly will you be doing then, apart from not buying anything, that is?
I'm not so sure I can tell you that, I'm afraid. Don't want to give the game away. Of course, there'll be the usual handing out of leaflets and putting up posters and so on. But as for the rest, I can't say. You'll have to wait and see.
Last year, then. Tell us about that.
Last year was all a bit surreal, really. A group of us, 15 altogether, all dressed up as sheep and went from shop to shop making loud sheep noises. And behind us we had a shepherd with a sign saying, "Don't follow them, follow your conscience."
And what were people's reactions to it all?
Well, the shopkeepers were generally quite hostile, though we were expecting that. I suppose they saw us as a threat to business, and most of them moved us on. Quite a few of the customers saw the funny side of things and had a little chuckle. One or two of them even joined in. But, on the whole, they couldn't quite believe that someone was questioning the ethics of shopping. It certainly made them think, which is what we wanted, of course.
Is interest in Buy Nothing Day growing? How do you advertise yourselves?
It's getting bigger every year. Yes, we have our leaflets and posters, which you can download from the internet, by the way. But up until now, at least, it's mostly been down to word of mouth. That may change, of course, as we get bigger and better organised. At the moment, it's celebrated by about 1 million people in nearly 50 countries, and that's without the support of TV. In the US, for example, none of the major channels wanted to run the Buy Nothing Day commercial because they said it went against the country's economic policy.
Yes, indeed. So, Chris, if we want to get involved in all this, how do we go about it? Who organises it all?
That's the beauty of it all, really. You do. You just go to the Buy Nothing Day website and they give you ideas for what to do. You might want to dress up as something, set up a swap shop.